Arthur Barth, 57 years old, 2 life sentences. Arthur Barth was born on the 13th of October 1947 in central Hamilton, New Zealand. He grew up in a small Christian-based community. He was a lonely child. His hobbies included catching and collecting insects. His parents were Janine and Gregory Barth. Both were killed in a train crossing accident just 100 meters from home, when he was only 5 years old. At 5 p.m. on a Monday, the 3rd of November 2003, Sally Wellington waits for her parents after netball practice. When her parents arrive, she is nowhere to be found.
It was haunting, hearing the messages left on the school reception's answering machine. They just grew more and more frenetic as time went on.
Hi, Jen Wellington speaking. Just wondering where Sally is. She wasn't where she usually waits. Thank you. I'm getting really worried. I can't find Sally anywhere. Can someone please get back to me? I'm so worried.
An informant, who wishes to remain anonymous, reported seeing a man fitting Arthur's description with a child at approximately 5:10 p.m. on Motions Road, close to the scene of the crime. Camera surveillance obtained from the new Performing Arts Centre confirms he was at the area at the time of the sighting. Although the initial police sketches did not match, the horrifying reason why would soon become apparent.
He was a very curious man, slightly odd-looking. He lived next door to me for about 11 and a half years. Quite quiet, he would seem to mutter under his breath, which I couldn't really understand.
The police were familiar with Arthur, although he had never been charged with anything. Police investigated Sally's disappearance, Arthur as their prime suspect. Investigations turned up nothing. The theory that Arthur had consumed the body of his victim rose often amongst the surveillance operatives.
The rubbish bins, the incident over our rubbish bins, well, Arthur seemed to be putting his everyday rubbish in my bins, which wasn't suspicious at the time. Just a little aggravating. See, I had no rubbish space in my bin. At the time I didn't know why his bin was so full, but now that I think, it could have been numerous children's clothes and bodies.
We always were suspicious of him. You see, we can't convict a man without a body. You can't prove that a man is eating his evidence. Frankly, we didn't even think of it.
Covert surveillance of Arthur after the sighting eventually led us to Jessica's wig shop, and after questioning the owner of the shop, we found that Arthur had been a regular supplier of product.
Arthur would come to the shop weekly, asking if his wigs had sold yet.
He was quite a shady looking man. He had hollow cheeks. He was wearing a deep blue anorak and his wig, and he looked kind of normal but quite shady as well. So I don't know, I was quite edgy to let him work with us, but I let him work for us because he had a really nice wig.
Investigators couldn't pinpoint the source of his materials, namely the hair. Just by chance, tests were made on the few wigs supplied.
DNA analysis of the strands of hair from the scene were compared with some of the strands from the wig that was supplied, and they proved to be a perfect match. The later discovery that there was still skin attached to the hair of the wig pretty much confirmed the fact that we were dealing with a murder.
Arthur was now the prime suspect and wanted for murder.
I was with the squad when we stormed his residence. It was disgusting. Hair everywhere.
This confirmed the suspicions of the investigation team, but it was all too late. Arthur had already claimed another victim. The body lay on the ground beside his bed. Reports noted that the body was disemboweled, with much of the flesh destroyed.
I did seek treatment after seeing that. Few of my team didn't. We aren't used to seeing that sort of thing here. I never thought something like that could happen so close to home. Me and my wife have 2 kids, 6 and 10. We've both very thankful that he's all locked up.
Dental records from a nearby orphanage confirmed the victim was Hazel Turner, a street kid that had recently stopped appearing at mealtimes. Through interrogation, the location of Sally's bones was found, buried amongst the trees, within eyeshot of the site of abduction.
She was an energetic, dedicated young woman. It's a tragic loss for us all here. She was always full of life, always had the first hand up in the class. It's just really sad.
The trial was short. Arthur Barth was charged and found guilty of the murder of Sally Wellington and Hazel Turner. Several other disappearances were also attributed to his file. He was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences, without parole,